Good morning. We're going to go ahead and get started because I don't have that much to share with you today. And I just, I value your all's time and I don't want to spend more time than we need to. And so we will just go ahead and get started and get through this. We're just going to talk about the supervision modules that went live this week. SLPA Supervision Plans, some lead information I need from you guys, and then your guys' ideas. I have been getting some information from articles from Special Ed Connections. It's daily kind of periodical that we get to review with like special education law and suggestions about special education. And I have been seeing some things like on Child Find and maybe some rulings that have happened about FAPE for students with speech. But what I think I'm going to do with that is just go ahead and just send you like a blast in the Teams group and give you the information from the article and just a quick, overview of it. And that way I can post the information in our Teams group and you'll have access to it. So I didn't want to spend time doing that today. One of the reasons we don't have as much to cover today is because we've been meeting so much, but we've had a lot to cover. That's the reason we've been meeting so much. So if there are things that you have questions about, you're going to have an opportunity to ask those at the end, and we'll be sure to cover them. You've done it. You've actually made it through the first month of school during a pandemic, and you definitely deserve congratulations. I know it hasn't been easy, but because of your all's leadership and your patience and your diligence, you guys have helped your county make it through the first month of school. I hope that you've learned some things during this time and, just kind of ahead and knowing that we're probably going to be facing this for a long time to come. And actually, once, people start doing virtual schools and that kind of thing, they're probably going to find out that, some children really thrive in that environment. So it's likely to be with us for a while. And with that, you are going to be able to take some of the information that you learned from this year as far as your screenings and scheduling and that kind of thing and carry it through with you. So be sure and make notes for yourself and think about the things that you did that worked and the things that you did that didn't work for sure. Just some of the things that you guys have shared during these chats, like as far as your screenings and that kind of thing, the way you've set them up, I've shared with special ed directors and with other SLPs who've called me with questions. So, just please be sure and use this Teams group as a way to communicate with everybody across the state. It's a unique opportunity to be able to do that. But congratulations. The supervision modules have gone live. I've already been getting some emails about it with questions. Just remind everybody they have to have a WebTop account first. And if they already have a WebTop account, if they have an existing account and they can log on, then they can skip all the directions down to self-registration. Just a reminder that you have to complete all 7 within 30 days of beginning the first module. They set it up that way because they felt like the whole supervision piece wasn't in place until you finished them all. But instead of having you watch a 3-hour module, they broke them into sections so you can finish one, come back and finish the next one, in a day or two. You do have to pass it with 100% on the quizzes, and it cannot be used for certificate renewal for WVDE certification. So many times at the end of the school year or at the times when SLPs need 6 hours to be able to renew their certificate, they will contact me and say they completed the modules, but they're telling them in certification that those won't count. The modules that we've already had on the e-learning website. They are exactly right. They are not for non-degree grad credit. The only things that we have put on there for non-degree grad credit were the classes in preschool and educational relevance that Libby taught last year. These modules cannot be used for that. So please make sure your new therapists or anybody who has to renew their certificate understand that. They can take the course through WVU, we're going to be offering a course through Marshall in the spring on the opioid epidemic and its effect on language. And with that, that will be a reduced tuition as well. We're providing the 6 hours, plus we'll either have a feeding and swallowing course this summer, or we might have Libby do like a preschool course again. So we'll make sure we offer hours, but make sure that they are on top of it because it's really confusing, and especially when you're just starting out. So please make sure it's clear for them. It can also count for 12 hours professional development. So anybody who doesn't have their ASHA-Cs or who, just needs to get that 12 hours of PD in, you can count it for that too. And just as I mentioned that, please make sure that you're keeping good records within your county about the professional development hours that are required in policy 2419 being met. I've thought about having you guys turn things into me, so I'll have proof of that, but that's having over 450 people send me information. And, you guys can keep track of it within your county and make sure your therapists are doing the right thing. And also, you guys are offering your own PD within your counties. So, as you do that, if they're getting their hours or not. So please make sure you keep some kind of record that they've all met that 12-hour requirement every year. And just a reminder too, if you are offering professional development within your county, please send it to me to be approved, just to make sure that everybody is doing things that are related to specifically the field. At times I've had SLPAs turn in information to me on PD they've taken, and I've had to tell them I couldn't accept it because it wasn't speech related. So please make sure that you remember to do that. I know a lot of counties, pay for you to have like an speech therapy PD account or speechpathology.com account, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Of course, those I don't have to approve, but anything that you're offering within your county, please make sure to send that to me to approve. And then this supervision modules cannot be used to meet the ethics requirements. It was filed with ASHA as a supervision module, and so we can't separate out those pieces. I've only had one therapist contact me this year to see if I was offering any ethics training this year because, of course, this is our certification year with the licensure board. And so we'll have to renew, and we have to have that 1 hour of ethics. If you have people within your county who need it, then, and I'm talking about we're going to need more than, 30 people across the state who need it, then I'll see about trying to get like one of the ethics webinars from ASHA or something to see if we can show that statewide and help everybody meet their requirement for ethics. Hopefully a lot of you have been able to get them at the West Virginia Speech and Hearing Convention because they always offer it. And, just let me know if you have people who need it, and we'll see what we can do to help. Just a reminder that the SLPA Supervision Plans are due. Libby, they were actually due October 1st or September 30th. Libby's managing the SLPAs for me this year. So she has created a whole system to keep track of the paperwork. She's having monthly lunch chats to provide some training and answer questions and that kind of thing. And she is actually offering that today, one for the SLPA PACE for half an hour and one for the SLP supervisors, half an hour. Those will be recorded and we'll post them in her Teams groups. But if you have SLPAs in your county and supervisors in your county who have not joined Libby's team yet, please send her their contact information. And I forgot to put her email on here, but it's just e.simmons@k12.wv.us. And make sure she has those names. We're waiting for an official list from the certification office, but we just want to make sure if you know of people out there that we do that. This is going to be really great because we won't have people, thank you, Libby, we won't have people at the end of the year coming up and not having filed a supervision plan and that kind of thing. So she's going to keep you well informed of everything. Libby, do you have anything else to say about that?
No, just I hope everybody joins the teams because I think that will be real helpful.
Okay, and now I did post an Excel spreadsheet in your Teams group this morning, and I did that because several of you have asked me if you could have contact information for a therapist. And so what we're going to do with this is have this information available as a file, just an Excel spreadsheet in your Teams group, but that way you can reach out to therapists if you have questions. And there's a column on it for you to put your areas of interest or your areas of expertise. So if somebody is looking for someone who knows a lot about apraxia, for instance, they can look down that list and see which lead SLP they might want to chat with about questions they have about apraxia or how they've done apraxia training or those kinds of things. So this is just a way for you guys to reach out to each other and be able to use this team as it should function, to be able to have statewide contacts and be able to share ideas and that kind of thing. So the information that you put in there, especially the contact phone number and the cell number, you do not have to put your cell number if you don't want it in there. That's absolutely fine. But for people who didn't mind sharing, I thought it might be a way to do that. And I think I put a column in there about, is it okay to text? And if it's okay to text, just put a Y or N in there in that column. We ask for your mailing address because we, as we get new materials for you this year, we'll have to be mailing them to you since we're not going to be having any live trainings. So that information will be helpful. We can already, have that information handy and ready to go. Speaking of that, we have some of the books that were the storybooks that went along with the skills program that we tried to pass out last year at several of the trainings we had. And we had a bunch of books that just were not picked up. And so what we've done is go ahead and get those ready to mail. And we're going to send them to the lead therapist for that county to send out. Hopefully you guys have what we used to call a pony system or an inter-county mail system where you can just send it for free, send it to them. So if you're receiving packages in the mail, that's what those are for. Your new SLPs should have also received new packages this week. They should have received a yardsticks book, eliciting sounds, making connections, Tell Me program, and the Montgomery Moore book, Speech and Language Pathology in the School System. And we also sent them a copy of the forms booklet and 2419 and told them to, keep that for their reference and highlight, passages in 2419. And when we went through 2419 with them, we told them which pages specifically to highlight. So hopefully that information has come to them. I've had several of them email me and ask me if they need to pay for them. And of course they don't. So if you get any questions like that, just be sure and tell them no, that's our welcome gift to them, the Department of Ed's welcome gift to them. So if you guys think of any other resources that might be helpful for all of them, please let me know and we can kind of take care of that too and see if we can get them for them. Okay, your ideas. How can we support you guys? As you go along, I'm sure you're going to be thinking, boy, it would really be nice if we had access to this or that. As you think of those things, please either post them in our Teams group, email them to me, or, you can even text them to me. I've shared my cell number several times. So you're welcome to do that too. But, however we can support you, we're trying to think of things we think might be helpful, but you guys can give us specifics. So please be sure and do that. Now, it's your all's time to share with each other and ask any questions or, tell us some concerns you have and that kind of thing. So we have so few people on here this time. I think it's great if you just raise your hand and Libby can watch them for me and call on you. You can open your mic.
So far, nobody.
Okay. Well,
But I did want to add for the SLPAs, they're taking responsibility for submitting stuff. So make sure that they do everything on the SLPA team that they need to do.
okay. Well, without any questions, like I said, I respect your time, I value your time, and I am not going to waste it. So I just wanted to tell Libby and I just wanted to tell you happy Friday. You've made it through your first month of school. Congratulations, and we're here if you need us. Please reach out. Please use our Teams group for connecting with each other. And you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.